Casey's Nation here once again. Bear with me, I'm trying out a new camera and I finally got a little bit of time to do some more projects and make some more videos. That's how it's going to be. What we're going to do today is I've got a pack. I got it at like a thrift store, antique kind of store. Got it for like $5 or $6. It's made out of a nice olive drab canvas, but the problem is there's not really a lot of carryability with it. It had two straps, back straps, that attached to D-rings at the bottom, and one of them's missing. The D-ring on the bottom is ripped off, and this one's just hanging on. This one's barely hanging on. And so I figured I'd make this pack a little better and fit it to my needs. But basically all it is just one open space with maybe a pocket up front. And there's tools we're going to use are in here. And basically with just a cover flap. Basically we're going to build a frame for this, and we may or may not put straps on it today or not, but we will get at least a frame done today. Alright, stay tuned. Alright guys, so I got a work table set up. Basically just a packaging crate on top of a wheelbarrow. I got a couple pieces of leftover lumber from a recent project. One of it's a 2" by 1/2 inch board, and the other one I think is a 1" by 1/2 inch board. Or, no, I want to say that's a 3" whatever. I got the pouch here, got a box with a drill and saws and stuff like that. So, I didn't mention, but I went ahead and put grommets in here, if I didn't mention it already, just as a pre-planning for the project we're getting ready to commence now. I put 2 on the top, and then 2 on the bottom corners, and that's how we're going to mount the bag to the frame. So let me get this set up, and I'll move you guys closer to show you what I'm going to do, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is I've got the pack laid out on its back. That's the bottom, this is the front. I had a pencil somewhere. I think it's either in here. Yeah, here's the pencil. I always use a pencil. Never ink or pen or stuff like that, because you can't erase that. Anyways, you can see there's the old straps and the old D-ring and the clip. We're not going to use those. We're actually going to remove these from this. But here's the 2 grommet holes on the bottom. I'm going to use the 1x2. Yeah, it's a 1x2. I'm going to use the straightest part of it as I can for the sides. And then I'm going to use this 3" board for the top, bottom, and middle of the frame. I've done a frame similar to this on my Alice pack. I've been meaning to write a video of it. I just never got around to doing it. I'm sorry, it's just I get busy, I have work, a bunch of things just get in the way. So I'm not really going to measure any of this. It's just going to be real quick and dirty and get it over with, and screw it together, and hopefully it works. But I do plan on having a little bit of overhang on the back as well as for the front. So I'm going to say right around there will look good, because that'll give me enough. Well, I'll move it up just about. Give about 5 inches off the bottom and an inch from the top grommet. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 strips from this. I should be able to get 2 out of this. And we'll have our 2 sides. Alright, so now we have our 2 slides. We have our 2 sides here. As you can see, a little bit of one of them is bowed out, but when we get it together, that won't matter. This is meant to be a quick and dirty frame in case the stuff were to hit the fan and I have a bag, but I don't have a frame. I need a frame for my bag because the bag isn't worthless, so I'm making it up as quick as possible. So basically we're going to take and I don't know if I want the frame outside or inside. So if I have it outside, I can hang the pack on it. But if I had it on the inside, we'll have to make it on the outside, because that's how it'll work better that way. That way I can hang it and won't have any issues. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to basically score or mark as best we can where that will put those two on the outside. So there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn the camera off and cut this. I'll cut 3 of these out. One for the top, one for the lower back, and then one for the bottom. So stand by, let me get these cut, and then we'll start putting it together. Alright, so I had to rethink some things, do the delimitation on the size of the screws that I have, and so forth. We're going to actually do it a different way than what I was thinking. I originally wanted to take the frame and attach them on the ends like so, but I don't have screws that are long enough to go through this board and into that one from the side, and so that's just the way it is. And also, that is kind of a really big frame. Also, that is, these ends aren't 100% square across the other 3 that I made. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to mount the, we're going to use the flat side of this lumber, the rough side, and we're just going to mount them like that. Screw here and screw here. Same goes with the other 3, and we'll just run it down the back. And what will happen is the pack will actually attach to this side, and this side here will be the side that's on your back. And I'm hoping that that actually allows a little bit of airflow up through there on your back. That way you don't get sweaty back syndrome or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drill. I'm going to counter drill, or not counter drill, but I'm going to pre-drill some starter holes in these boards here. And then what we'll do is I'll screw the thing together on camera and show you how it should work. So basically what I'm going to do to pre-drill these holes is I'm going to line up these boards here where they're going to go, pull off any ends that may be in the way, and I'm going to use this board here on the top just because it has writing on it, and we'll square it up, and actually I'm going to remove this, that way I don't end up drilling through that and putting more holes in it than I need. Basically, throw that over there. Line them up so they don't, so they're somewhat square, because you can get these things looking really weird if you don't get them straight. Basically, just draw all the way through with both boards. That way you don't have any issues. And then we'll do that to the other side. But first we're going to go ahead and put screws in that. So if I can find a drill bit that allows me to do so. Yep, here we go. Now if you didn't have a drill to do all this, you could use nails and a hammer. Same principle. I mean, it's just wood you're working with. You're not working with some fancy thing. I just had leftover screws that I wanted to use. So you want to poke the screw out just a little bit. That way you can line it up with the bottom here. And once you get them lined up, you can run that screw all the way through. And it actually stuck out on the back a little bit, so I'm going to back it out just a hair. And if it does that on you, you can use a file to get rid of it, but I'm just going to back them out a little bit. It won't hurt. It's something simple. We'll do the same with the other one. So that one didn't poke through, and now what we have is a right angle there, and we'll do the same with this side over here. That way we can get it ready for the other two boards that'll go on. So remove the drill bit or the screwdriver bit, and we'll put supposed to be using a chuck on this drill, but I don't have one. We'll just hold it tight. And I'm hoping the people that put these pallets together in the factory put them together straight, because that's what I'm basing my angles off of. Basically just drill all the way through. Change out bits, put your screwdriver bit in, and run a screw down. And I actually went too far on that one, so we'll back it out just a hair. And because they're screws, they can loosen up, and but they're in there a lot tighter than a nail is. And really, I could take these screws out and put washers underneath them, and it fix just that issue there. So now we have a definite frame. They're a little loose just because there's nothing there and fork and all. I'm gonna go ahead and put the other two boards on, and then I'll get back to you. Alright guys, so I got the frame together. I had to use another piece of wood here because this one here was just really too thick for that, based on where the grommets are on the pack. So that's just kind of how it's going to end up dealing with. I decided to just use a smaller one and figured it'd work. And I was running out of screws there, so I kind of just made do with what I had. That's what this project and channel has been all about from the get-go. Alright, so basically it'll lay on there like that, and somehow I'll have the top of it hooked. I think I have some hardware somewhere left over there that I can find and use. But basically I'm going to find some way to hang these two grommets off the top, and then I'm going to tie the bottom two grommets to one of the spots on the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off and see if I can't scrounge something up, and then see what I can't do. Alright, so I found some clamp down things, I guess you'd call them. They're little pieces of metal that are got a little angle. I think they were used to hold like kind of like the back of a picture, really. I don't know where they came from, I just found them. But I figured they'd work perfect for hanging the top of the frame, because they fit in that grommet hole. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm just going to take and remove these top two screws and see if those will fit down in one of them, and then I'll basically place it back if I can find what happened to my drill bit. Alright, I don't know what happened to my bit, so I'll just find another one. I've improvised. I've got a flathead that'll work. Oh, there it is. Never mind, I found it. I think it should have a magnet in it. Doesn't really hold real well. Alright. Likes coming out, doesn't like going in. Alright, yeah, that'll fit perfect. Alright, that's one. And I'll do the same over here. Alright, here's the other one. hot coming out. Alright. We'll push that down there. And hopefully not kill myself a real bit. Likes to jump here recently. Alright. Alright, so now I can technically hang this on off the back of this. Oh, come on. There you go. Alright. So now all I have to worry about doing is getting the straps and stuff on the sides here that need to be redone and put some cordage on them. And but as far as the frame goes, that is getting close to being done. See, what I'll do now is I'll get some paracord or cotton cord. I'll probably use paracord because it's easier. And basically I'll just tie this grommet and this one off to this bottom piece here, and it'll make a frame for this back. So yeah. And then if I want, just when it's tied up, you can all it takes is just to throw that down there. It isn't going nowhere. Alright. Alright guys, this has been Casey's Nation again for a fun little project. I promise I'm going to try to get some more videos going. It's just, it takes time to make the videos and it takes time to edit them, and I don't really have a whole lot of that anymore now that I have other things going on with my life. I mean, life is it's a wonderful thing. One minute you got enough time to do anything in the world, and the next minute you ain't got enough for yourself. So hopefully this gave you a cool idea. Maybe you'll go out there and do something and whatnot. This was all pine and all leftover pieces and stuff that I had from leftover stuff. The pack, I don't really know what kind it was. I think it was a Boy Scout bag or something along the lines of that. I am gonna get some new straps for it or make some. I'll keep you going with this one, but for the gist of it, I think we're done with this video. And as always, I'll try not to ramble, but I usually do. But this has been Casey's Nation. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time.